Hey guys, it's Monday again, and for this week's MS Workouts fitness video, we're going to be discussing and taking you through some great exercises that you can do for foot drop. We all know this is a big issue that lots of individuals living with MS deal with on a daily basis. Join us. Hey guys, it's Jeff Guy. Alright, this week I want to talk about some exercises that you can do at home with little to no equipment for foot drop. Okay, before we get started, what the heck is foot drop? Most of you probably have an idea, but let's talk about it. Foot drop is a gait abnormality in which the dropping of the forefoot happens due to weakness, irritation, or damage to the common fibular nerve, including the sciatic nerve or paralysis of the muscles in the anterior portion of the lower leg. I know that was a mouthful, but just bear with me. The best exercises for this are heel raises and ankle eversions. These are two exercises that are going to strengthen the muscles around the foot, thereby adding muscular strength and stability, and we all know we need that. We suggest executing these 2 to 3 times a week and write your results down. Remember, we have a free progress journal and video tutorial in the bottom down below in the description box of this actual video. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Alright guys, let's go ahead and execute those 2 exercises that are great for foot drop, combating it that is. We're going to start with ankle eversion. We're going to execute it on the right foot. You do want to execute these exercises on both feet, but today for time we're going to just do the right. I've got my fan, I've got my water, make sure I'm cool, I'm hydrated during the exercise set. I've got my resistance band, which is going to add the resistance. If you don't have one and you want one, after the exercise set, you can jump over to the website, msworkouts.com. We have a link where you can get an exercise band. Don't worry about it if you don't have one, just execute it without it with me here. Okay, let's get to the starting position. I'm going to put the band underneath my left foot. I'm going to slide the band onto my right foot. That's going to create the resistance. I've got my legs at about a 90-degree angle here. I'm going to keep my weight through my heels the entire time. Let's externally rotate to the starting position, which means turn your toe out, stabilize and hold right there, just a comfortable external rotation. All right, initiate moving in slowly. As we come in, the turnaround is going to be when toes in front of the heel. So pause, slowly head back out. It's very important for you to follow my tempo during the exercise, which is slow and controlled, and it's actually 7 seconds, right? Each direction. If you're a subscriber, you know. Again, no longer than 3 minutes. We're focusing on keeping the pressure. Pause through the heel, head the other direction, and just externally rotating out. That's what that ankle eversion is. We're engaging the muscles of the anterior tibialis and the muscles around the ankle. This is going to help support that system, so if and when you have a flare-up neurologically, the muscles are stronger around it. You can be much more stable and strong. Rotating out, squeeze just to a comfortable rotation, and then slow back the other direction. The reason we go slow and controlled is because we want momentum out and the muscle doing the actual work. That keeps it safe, that also keeps it effective. Rotating out, squeezing, pause, then slowly back in. We're going to continue this slow and controlled movement for up to 3 minutes, no longer than 3 minutes, and or when you get to the point where you can't continue with this integrity-based, slow, muscle-led form, you literally just stop in place, note the time, and you're done. That means you've successfully exercised your muscle once the form starts to be lost. You don't want to continue, there's no reason to. Slow on the way out. Remind yourself as this burn starts to set in why we are doing this. You want to be strong, you want stability. There is a purpose behind this. It's very meaningful, it's not arbitrary. Pause at the midpoint, then back out slowly. Notice my feet aren't moving. They're not moving from where the starting position is. I'm just rotating on my heel. Externally rotate, starting to feel that burn. The other thing, you should notice my ankles flex the entire time. My toes up off the ground. You should be dragging it. Now, if your foot's wanting to drop because of that drop foot, that's fine. Just take what you can. Externally rotate. You're going to add a little resistance to the bottom of the foot that's on the floor, but that's fine. You control what you can control. We talk about that a lot, right? Nothing else. Pause. Slowly head back out. We're in the final 60 seconds here. Breathe in freely. Externally rotate, not twisting my hips. Pause. Now slowly back in. Now the goal of our sets are to get into the last 30 seconds, ideally, and reach full exhaustion. Now, if you're not reaching full exhaustion, you're able to rock all the way to 3 minutes, let's say, because you don't have the band like we talked about earlier, the resistance, that's okay. We're just dialing the concept, the actual movement, so you can understand not only the movement, but also what we're wanting to do to lead results. Transition back out. So we are there, we're in the last 30 seconds of the set, and if the resistance is dialed in appropriately and we're getting the most out of the muscles in the exercise, we will get to the point in these last 30 seconds where the form can no longer be continued. That's when you stop. That's what you write down. The reason we want to write those things down, 3 to full extensions, is because you're going to see from trial to trial you get stronger. Slowly disengage, and we will relax. Holy burn, feeling a deep burn on the front of the anterior tibialis. That first exercise is going to really help combat that foot drop. Take what you can, try to full exhaust. If you don't, not a big deal. Let's head to the next one. All right, guys, let's go ahead and hit that second exercise that we've put together to combat that foot drop. It is a heel raise or calf raise. It's going to help add a pliable nature and blood flow to that gas drop, which is an area that tends to be tight with foot drop and cause issues. Okay, here we go. If you have an exercise band, you will use it now. If not, don't worry about it. You can get one at a later time and utilize it. So what we're going to do to create resistance on this heel raise is I'm going to take the band, follow me, over the top of the knee. We're going to come underneath the toe of the foot with both of the sides of the bands. The toe of the foot is going to stay down the entire time and create the anchor for us. Okay? So notice that the resistance is straight up and down, and when I elevate my heel or heel raise, it's going to create a little bit of resistance. Most important thing is to focus on squeezing your calf the entire time. So we're going to go an endurance set here. We know we're very measured, just like we did on the ankle eversion. So go ahead and follow me to the starting position, which is a press to the toe and an elevation of the heel. Initiate movement down slowly. We're going 7 seconds each direction. It's extremely slow. Bottom turnaround is just before you touch the ground, then head back up slowly. And as you extend the ankle and raise the heel, squeeze the calf. 1 to the turnaround, pause, now slowly heading back down. Keeping it slow and controlled again allows the muscle to lead the movement and it keeps it safe. Heading back up. During the actual set, if and when you get to the point where you can no longer continue with this integrity-based, safe, effective form, you stop. Note the time, record the time in your journal, and then go on. Don't force things. Don't continue if your form can't be held. That's your muscles letting you know that they are done and you have done it successfully. Back down slowly. Again, no more than 3 minutes. Focus on breathing. Notice I've got my fan. It's not turned on, but that's so that you guys can hear me. I've got my water. I'm staying hydrated. Focusing on the slow, deliberate movement, because at the end of the day, the reason we are doing these things is so that we can be functionally strong, right? Control what you can control and don't worry about the rest because we can't control it. But you're actively doing something by engaging in this exercise and you should be proud of yourself for doing that. Squeeze back down slowly. Continue to breathe freely, actively engage. You're feeling a burn in that calf. Good, great, wonderful. If you're not able to move through a full or what you feel like is a full range of motion, that's okay. Again, listen to your body, take what you can. Notice band came undone. That's perfectly fine. Keep rocking, okay? It may happen. If it does, just reset it. Try to stay engaged ideally and head back through, right? Back up, squeeze and control. As you're elevating, think about pressing to the toes, squeeze the calf. Pause, back down. I'm feeling a good little bit of a burn, even kind of a slight wants to cramp. If your muscle cramps, it's not going to stay cramped. You simply bring the toe to the actual shin, flex the ankle, cramp will go away, and know your muscles are done. All right, here we go. Last 60 seconds, slow and controlled. Shake is natural. My body's wanting to shake, rattle, and roll just because it's starting to fatigue, which is perfectly fine. That's what you want. We are progressively overloading our muscles, which leads to more blood flow to the area, and it leads to the communication to our body that we need to strengthen, we need to add stability to the muscle, and that's what we're here for, right? Here we go. 1 more second, pause. I'm not relaxed at the bottom and heading back up. The entire time, stay flexed. That's exercise. You're gonna have a tendency to want to relax the muscle, but don't do it. Once that clock starts, exercise begins, try to stay flexed and engaged the entire time until the muscles are done. Slow back up. As you extend, press to the toe, raise that heel, elevate it up, squeeze the top, now back down. Final 15 seconds. If you're still with me, keep rocking with the form. Don't be stubborn. If your form is done, you can no longer continue without changing the form or speeding up. Don't do so. Stop in place. Then write that time down. 2, elevate. 1 for the last time, slowly easing out. Deep burns coming off. taking the band off. Now, go ahead, straighten the leg out, flex ankle. This flexion of the ankle is going to stretch that calf. We will talk about in some later videos some actual stretches that are going to help lengthen the tissue around the area, because foot drop is synonymous, we know, sometimes with spasticity. Great work right there if you were listening and executing things, which I'm sure you were. Before we let you go, let's wrap up with a few more things. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this week's video, and if you apply these 2 exercises, you'll get some real results. If you haven't subscribed yet, every single Monday, you're going to receive a weekly exercise video with tips, Q&As, interviews, and still a lot more to come. If you've just started exercising, or if you're brand new with exercising, or if you've tried exercising before and you failed, subscribe to our channel, because this is a great place for you to learn the skills and the knowledge to exercise safely and effectively while living with MS. Have an excellent week, and we'll see you soon.